Come on now. Man, y'all already know what this is. First things first, God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive. And we also got my man, Xavier Jones, also from the Legacy Maker Sports Network that does the wrestling articles for. Man, look, this is greatness right here. Somebody that knows what they're talking about. And y'all know we don't bring nobody on this show unless they actually know what they're talking about. X, glad to have you up on here, man, for real.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. I love wrestling. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, the real X-Man is in the building. All right, I'm sorry. No, I can't help myself.
Oh, man, look, we are a few hours away from SummerSlam, but you know we got to talk about what happened this week. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the 2 hours and 30 minutes of fire for Monday Night Raw, baby. I ain't gonna lie, man. Monday Night Raw was actually another good going home show, getting us ready for SummerSlam. Cause I ain't gonna lie, this was actually pretty fire, man. Because they kicked it off with good old Jey Uso and Paul Heyman. Okay, first of all, Jey Uso coming out, trying to yeet it up, getting himself ready. You know how that goes. And then Paul Heyman comes out and interrupts, tells Jay pretty much that everybody has lied to you. Your mother lied to you. Your father, Rikishi, lied to you. Roman Reigns. Point, Paul Heyman is just telling everything about the real truth of what's wrong with Jey Uso. Why Jey Uso can't get it done. But Jey Uso, after that, tells Paul Heyman that everything that he's doing right now is doing this for family. He's doing this for his family. He'll do whatever it takes to get it done for his family. Now, honestly, I'm not even going to lie. At this point, I said, man, look, Jay, this was actually all right. Stumbled a little bit, but he held his own. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeah, you could have stopped. But hey, he even ran it back again. Of course, the crowd goes crazy. And then we flash forward to this banger of a six-person tag match, okay, with AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors going up against Judgment Day, which is, Dirty Dom and Raquel and good old Roxanne Perez, okay, AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors getting the dub. Now, honestly, this was a great match. Okay, you want to talk about some of the spots that was insane? There's even one part, even before AJ Styles got the phenomenal forearm on Dirty Dom. Actually, you're seeing Kyrie and Asuka get some nice, good spots in. So that was great to see. Then we flash forward to this interesting match with that man Sheamus and Grayson Waller. And honestly, Sheamus getting the dub over Grayson Waller. Of course, they talked a little bit earlier backstage. Grayson Waller called himself Big G, kind of feeling himself, I guess, after trying to join the New Day. New Day doesn't even claim them, so that's what's crazy about that. I mean, even to the point when Grayson even said, I'll take you on, Sheamus, he turned around, New Day was gone. So I don't know what Grayson Waller is thinking at this point. But I mean, honestly, taking an L, and then Rusev comes out of nowhere, attacks Sheamus with the shillelagh, beats the hell out of Sheamus, and honestly just leaves him just breathless. Then we flash forward to Lyra Valkyria. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. When Lyra came out, I said, all right, Lyra, you got the fire, you got everything that I really love about it. But she did this little stupid dance in the beginning. I said, Lyra, what are you doing? I said, who backstage told you to do this? Anyway, doesn't matter, okay? Lyra talks about how she's ready to take on Becky, how she's ready to be the next 2-time Intercontinental Women's Champion. And then, of course, Becky tries to make it seem like she was coming out from the front, and she didn't. But Lyra seen it coming and literally gives her a swift kick coming out of the ring to the point she starts to actually beat the hell out of Becky Lynch with that kendo stick. And, of course, Becky Lynch takes off running. Classic Becky. I think Becky might be number 2 And my people actually enjoy seeing running off next to MJF being number one, being the fastest man alive. Okay. Then we flash forward to this 8 women's tag match, man, with Rhea, Ripley, Io Sky, La Primera herself, Stephanie Valkyrie, Nikki Bella, and Naomi and Chelsea Green and the Secret Harvest. And you see how these women right here got the dub over Naomi and Chelsea. Honestly, this was a great match. You want to talk about good spots, good energy. Honestly, Stephanie Valkyrie hitting that devil's kiss. It looked good, man. You can't lie. Booker would be honored every time. Okay. We flash forward to this cinematic backstage. I mean, come on. You look at everything that's going on. Corey Graves is trying to interview Sami Zayn, asking Sami, how's he feeling? How's his ribs? And of course, who comes from behind? Pause. That man, Karrion Kross, man. Karrion is this is cinema right here. Karrion comes literally right from behind Corey Graves. He said, nah, let me take a seat. I'll do it. I'll start asking the questions. He asked Sami, how are you going to feel when you lose at SummerSlam? And you're going to be the one to tell me that I was right. And Sami said he doesn't care what kind of game he's playing. He doesn't care what he's trying to do. All he has to do is get past him. And his next obligation is the World Heavyweight Champion. Karrion Kross pretty much snickered and laughed at that and said, okay, we'll see. But honestly, I mean, this whole thing as a whole, you want to talk about aura? Yeah, man, Karrion's got it on him. Then we flash forward to this tag team title match. I ain't never seen nothing so chaotic like this before in my life. Man, look, the LWO, this is the first time I've ever seen these men get a title shot. We talk about the same tag teams getting the same title shots, and it seems like Triple H heard this and said, throwing the LWO. Okay, cool. But now we got an El Grande Americano coming out, interfering, trying to help either the LWO or the Judgment Day. I really have no idea. But at this point, Dragon Lee comes, tries to take out that Grande Americano. But then, all of a sudden, there's another Grande Americano that pops
up. They're everywhere.
I mean, when you lose one, you get another one. When another one's backstage, you get another one. This was good. I love it. And for some of you, if you know who this El Grande Americano is, hey, you got it right. You might know. I don't know. I don't want to spoil all of the greatness of this magic that we love to see from El Grande Americano. But this is good. This is good stuff here, man. And honestly, it led up to the Judgment Gate getting the pin over the LWO, man. And honestly, this was still a great match. Then we flash forward to this promo battle with CM Punk and Gunther, man. Look, honestly, Gunther was talking about how he beat Goldberg clean. Okay, we got that. That's not even nothing to really brag about, in my opinion. We knew you were gonna beat him, Gunther. That's not a surprise. But then, of course, CM Punk comes out, says he not only has to be the best in the world, but he needs to be the best in the world to beat Gunther because he needs that title. And honestly, to be honest, I'm excited to kind of see how this goes with this. But I'm more intrigued to see what happens with Gunther if he does beat CM Punk. What's going to be the outcome from this match going on SummerSlam? I'm intrigued. Then we flash forward to the main event. Okay, the main event. Jey Uso going up against Bronson, Tsunami, Reed. And I mean, honestly, this was insane. To the point where Jey Uso comes out, knocks Bronson out of the ring. And all of a sudden you see, come on, man, Braun Breaker running at 100 miles per hour, literally just trying to spear Jey Uso. And he does that, gets it done. And then they start to attack Jey Uso. I mean, this match ended in a DQ to the point to now that man, the OTC, man, Roman Reigns comes out and tries to even up the odds. All right, comes and helps Jey Uso. They get a few hits in and everything like that. He helps Jey get up. Now they try to both spear. Okay, Roman tries to spear Braun Breaker. Jey Uso tries to spear Bronson Reed. That doesn't work at all. Bronson literally stopped Jey, and Braun Breaker, being the missile man that he is, literally just took Roman's whole stomach. His whole insides were gone. Pause. That sounded crazy. But you gotta think about it, man. Braun Breaker's unstoppable. Okay. To the point where Braun even puts Roman and Jey together pause, through the barricade, and actually to the point where Braun actually starts to pull Roman's promo, saying, "This is my camera, these are my people." I said, okay, Braun, you on that type of time. But this was the finish right here. And of course, if I almost forgot to mention how the fact that this man, Bronson Tsunami Reed, stole Roman's J's right off his feet.
It's disrespectful. They don't get no more. They don't get no more disrespectful than that.
That was something I used to see in the hood. But this is insane. Seeing this in wrestling, I think the culture is definitely showing its true colors right now. No, man. This was good. I really enjoyed everything that happened on Monday Night Raw. Honestly, when we look at everything as a whole, going from that 8-woman tag team match, La Primera. Okay, first of all, Naomi, you killed it with that promo, man. Look, I'm loving the fist that she's doing. Everything's got the little caution sign on it. Keep doing your thing, Naomi. Let them know to proceed with caution, okay? Another thing I got to talk about, that man carrying Cross. Come on, man. The aura on this man is just unseen, unfathomable. Come on. The people pop for this man. He knows exactly what to do. Everything that he did, even on the match they did last week with him and Sammy. There's a part where he even stared at the camera before he grabbed the pole, the little lead pipe. I said, man, this guy is really showing you how far he's going to take it with this character. And I love everything he's doing. And of course, it'd be crazy if I ain't talk about the greatest luchador of all time. I should have said the greatest luchadors of all time, because there's more than just one of them. Okay, this is insane. All right, we got a tall El Grande Americano, we got a shorter El Grande Americano, and then we got kind of like a middle size El Grande Americano. It's a little bit more, built. Which Michael Cole keeps trying to claim that it's, Chad Gable and all this. I'm not hearing nothing that you got to say, Michael Cole. I don't know how many times I got to say this. I'm not believing none of that. I don't know who any of these El Grande Americanos are. I can say who I think they look like, but it's not a guarantee until these men take the mask off. And that is against luchador culture. Why would these men do that? That's stupid. Michael Cole, get up out of here. Okay.
Sorry, Michael.
Insane. And of course, seeing the OTC doing his thing. I ain't gonna lie, Braun Breaker. Man, this man's low-key been my MVP for Raw for like the last month. Okay. The entrance is tough. I love how they doing it. Every time his entrance comes out, Paul Heyman's holding the briefcase. Got the fog, got the lights, the sirens. I'm like, man, something about this guy. He's got aura on him. Okay. And everything they're doing, it seems like since Seth has kind of been on the back burner, they've been really showing how far they want to push Braun Breaker. And I'm loving it, baby. This is good stuff right here. Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, look, Raw, action-packed, a good way to get yourself ready for SummerSlam. I was very excited to see how everything was kind of playing out. There's so much to kind of unpack, but the Americanos are that's greatness personified. Keep us on our wings, people, ladies and gentlemen, until that third and fourth one come out and we have an all Americano match to see who's going to be the person that who is the real Grande Americano. That match will happen at Clash of Paris or whatever the fun stuff is. But I love the work that I'm seeing from Karrion Kross. I think, and I know we'll talk a little bit later, but I need him to win tonight. I need that in my life because I feel like he's starting to gain the traction that Triple H wanted from him in the first place. And they just kind of went, they gave him a whole faction, all this stuff, and it just nothing was clicking. But now that he's by himself, just him and Scarlett, I should say, everything's clicking. And I know, look, Sammy needs wins. Don't get me wrong. We always call Sammy the lovable loser. I need him to lovable lose tonight. That's what I'm saying there. I just, if he doesn't, then I need a strong showing from Karrion. I need to see that happen. The Bronze are devastating, aren't they? They come out there, they destroy everybody. They beat up Roman. They beat up 2 world champions. Two pieces of the future of WWE beating up on guys who are world champions. And it was a great way to get done. I love the way that was all set up. Paul Heyman, doing his role, doing what Paul Heyman does, making everything just whoever is around Paul Heyman, he elevates him. And just watching those two guys starting to get elevated, just Paul sometimes not even talking, just being there, and it's been just enough. So I love what I'm seeing there. And the last thing I want to talk about on Raw is Naomi, because I really do love what I'm seeing from Naomi. This is her best run. I hate the fact that this is more likely her last run. With her wanting to have kids and stuff, she has to get it. She knows that she's in a certain time frame, so I can't knock her for that. But man, I want her to really go out with a bang. And the way that the fans are slowly but surely coming around to her, and she's like, "I ain't got time for that. Y'all shut up. Shut up." I'm like, "That's right, Naomi. You tell them to shut up. They didn't like you a couple months ago. Don't try to jump on my bandwagon now."
That's right.
I don't want to hear it. Nope.
Now, even the way she when she says Stephanie McCurry, I said, or however else she said, I said, man, this is good, right?
Stephanie McCurry. I'm like, who?
I said, this is good, man. She's killing it. She really is.
Yeah, she's on fire.
Xavier, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Man, it was a lot. Monday Night Raw was, like you said earlier, was a great go home show for the SummerSlam weekend. Everything from the promos to the matches were, in my opinion, were top tier. My favorite part from Monday Night Raw was, other than seeing three different Grande Americanos, was seeing Bronson Reed snatch the shoes off of our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. To me, it adds. It doesn't add anything big, but it adds something small but kind of funny to this match, because is Roman gonna snatch his shoes back after the match? Because what Bronson Reed pulled was a bully move. So will the tribal chief handle this bully and snatch his shoes back? So that was my favorite part. The promo battle between Gunther and CM Punk. Anytime CM Punk is on the mic and he's going against someone verbally, he kind of brings them up to his level. Not saying that Gunther doesn't have tremendous mic skills, but it's like going against Paul Heyman. When you're on the mic with guys like that talk for a living, that can talk, that feeds off the energy of the crowd, and they reciprocate that back to the crowd, that gives them the energy. He makes the fans and want to be invested in what's happening. You done your job. And I felt like CM Punk did his job in that promo battle with Gunther, and Gunther responded. As far as Jay responding to Paul Heyman to kick off the show, I felt Jay held his own. I know sometimes Jay doesn't have an issue talking on the mic, but I think he exudes so much energy on his way to the ring that he kind of blows himself up, that he has to catch his breath at certain points. You even see it in some of his matches where he has to take a minute, catch a breather, and get himself together, which he kind of hinted at that in the documentary series on Netflix, with him having his singles run for a year and a half now. Prior to that, he was in a tag team, so anytime he would get gassed or blown up, he'll make a tag. Now, when you've been a solo superstar, you have no one to tag, so you kind of gotta pace yourself. But like I said, it's all trial by fire, learning as you go. So he'll get it together. The women's match was A1. Anytime we get to see the Devil's Kiss, it's
come on now.
It's a gift. it's a gift. And man, I kind of wish Booker T was on Raw just for that moment, because he gives it the proper push. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from Michael Cole. Not taking anything from Corey Graves. Not even taking anything away from Pat McAfee when he was there when she was doing it. But just the fact that Booker T gives it that extra oomph, what makes it great. And I think my last takeaway, two more takeaways. The 6-person tag match with AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors, man, that was awesome. And you can tell they have some chemistry as far as AJ with the Kabuki Warriors, man. Some of the stuff they were pulling off together was insane. So I enjoyed that. And my final thought was the Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn. Man, I think this match is what I'm looking forward to see the most, because I want to see how they're going to handle Karrion Kross from this point on.
Yep, very important to me. That's very important.
I feel, in my opinion, I know Sami has been stating that, man, I want to win a world championship. I want to be champion. I don't think taking a loss to Karrion Kross hurts him, because I think Sami Zayn's momentum we're going to start to see towards the Rumble.
Yep. Yeah,
I think we're going to start seeing Sami, and I think this match. I think this match is going to help, because I think we're going to see. We're not going to see a heel turn from Sami, but we're going to see a more serious. I don't want to say darker Sami, but a more serious Sami, more focused and locked in on getting the job done.
NXT 2015 Sami.
Yeah, there you go.
So
when he used to come out with the hat, I don't know what that was about.
So like I said, I'm eager to see that. Karrion Kross needs this win to put him in trajectory going forward, because we're taking him serious. But if he loses this match, I think he loses steam and momentum going forward, and which he can't afford to lose right now, because the stuff like the promos he's been cutting on camera, on social media, stuff like that, has been great. And I think they need to continue that going forward. Maybe not give him a world championship run. Maybe give him a chance at the IC title. Maybe I kind of noticed what they're doing. Maybe have him go after the AAA championship. I mean, kind of like this cross promotion stuff they have going on is great, because it's putting more eyes on different companies. So why not throw a curveball and have him detour that way? That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I will say I want to see. I think one of the biggest things I want to see from this, or one of the things I have in the back of my mind with Kross, is we know that Kross's contract is up like soon. And so if he wins, that gives me an indication, maybe a little bit more indication, that they are fully invested in him a little bit longer than, because that was one of the biggest things they talked about a couple months ago. They was like, well, his contract is about to be up soon. And I'm like, they hadn't had any talks at the time about his contract. So I think tonight, one way or the other, will really let us know if he's probably there for the long term. Because if the crowd goes crazy for him, and we already know that he's like these bigger shows, his shirt is the one that's selling out. So they gave Jay that push when the Yeet Fest was in full effect. So that's one thing I think we watch out for tonight as well.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Triple H walked up to Karrion and said, "Yeah, we're gonna put a rocket on your back."
We're gonna put a rocket on your back. Oh my!
On your back.
This guy.
Sick. This guy tripped, man. Something else, man. But we talked about some of the great things with Monday Night Raw. Now it's time to talk about my man Shawn Michaels cooking it up with NXT, baby. John, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'd be lying, I'd be capping if I didn't say you didn't cook up this week, man, because I was proud of you. I was proud as always. If it's not a good show, you give us a great show. Just like
Always
Mr.
cooking.
Exclusive would always tell. Look, man,
One or the other.
come on.
It's one or the other. It's never bad. It's never bad. It's
never bad.
consistently cooking.
Man, come on now, because look, and you gave us one of the more spicier matches to kick it off. Because we kicked this show off with Miss Parker,
My Lord.
okay, and Jasmine Nix, man. Look, this was a banger. Literally.
In so many ways. Ladies and gentlemen, come on now.
Man, look, they literally are telling this story with Jada Parker with Fatal Influence of what they got going on. I'm liking how this is looking. Jada Parker, don't matter who you put in front of her, and it's looking like she's just looking strong throughout the whole entire match. Now, there's a lot of pressure going on from Jasmine Nix. Jasmine Nix says she got it, she gonna win it. That wasn't the case. You ain't gonna do that against Miss Parker. Stop playing. Then we flash forward to, come on, man.
Bouncy.
Our boy, come on, man. The young OG, man, Javon. Okay, he was talking about, some of the things that happened last week. How, how the Undertaker was telling him to go for the big dog. Now he starts to talk about this, and of course, you talk about somebody being big, somebody being that guy. Anybody, I guess this man assumed he was talking about him. That man, Trick Willie Wonka, Hollywood Trick NA, 2-brand Trick, first class Trick. Come on, man, stop playing. Trick thought he was talking about him. Trick saying all this. He said, look, it's we talked about it. We've been through this before, big dog. This is what he said. he said, look, you can't come for no title, man. Look, this Trick Willie, this is Trick NA right here. It's 2-brand Trick. I'm carrying both brands on my back right now. I said, Trick, come on, bro. You got to chill. You only carrying one right now because the ruler carrying the other one. Stop playing with him. But then, even after that, okay, the young OG doing what he does on the mic, telling Trick to shut your ass up, this, that, and the third. And then after that, Wesley, man, Wesley comes out, and this was high rise, should I say. They come out with Trick. I ain't gonna lie, this actually isn't a bad group to look at in its full totality.
Yeah.
But Wes comes out, and I don't know where this it seems like, for me, when it comes to Wesley, it's insane. Like, again, a couple months ago, Trick slapped the hell out of you. Now you over here glazing Trick every time you see him. Insane. It's insane. It is insane. I mean, this is crazy. So Wesley comes out, pretty much tells Devon, look, there's no way you can carry that title. And then, of course, High Rise Trick, they all try to beat the hell out of the young OG. I mean, damn near embarrass them. Then we get Wesley versus Javon later on that night. But then we flash forward to that man, Tavion Heights, finally being free from the no quarter catch crew after he beat Charlie Dempsey. And man, this was good. This was a great match. You see our girl Ren St. Clair sitting out there in the ring, trying to be supportive. Damn, they almost ruined the match again. I mean, you ruined the match the first time. Tavion had it. You just immediately got scared for him. Let the man tap out by himself. Why are you throwing in the towel? This ain't Rocky Ford. Throw the damn towel.
Rocky Ford.
Yeah, come on. That's a classic. That's a classic right there. Some people don't be knowing about that. But I'm glad to see Tavion Heights, man. To see, we didn't see Miles Bourne get up out of it. Now we've seen Tavion Heights. I mean, at this point, you have to beat Charlie Dempsey to leave. What kind of cult is this? I mean, I don't even know how Ren's gonna get out of this at this point. She can't. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens. Now we flash forward to this greatness starting up. Okay, Blake Monroe. Okay, comes out, starts talking about Jordan Grace. How says how Jordan Grace wasn't going to be there that night. Then proceeds to show past Jordan Grace. Now this is about 2017, 2018. Jordan Grace, 2016. If you've watched Impact back then, yes, this is how Jordan Grace used to look, and she was Big Mama Pump. Okay, and she worked her way to be how she looks now. But this is progress. Okay, no body shaming, Blake. Stop it. I mean,
Mickey
at this
James
point,
stuff.
Yeah, come on.
they Mickey James, though, bro. Like Michelle.
Yeah. Come on, bro. This was insane, man. Look, then at this point, who comes out after that girl, the Latina He herself, Lola Vice, tells Blake, "You're not a real superstar. You think what you did coming from another place makes you a star? Nah, not happening." But then, of course, who comes out after that? And this woman is active. Miss Parker, man. Miss Parker coming out. Look, I don't even know. Jada is
Hey, Miss
involving herself in so much
Parker.
stuff, man. This is good stuff. I mean, she's involving herself with Fatal Influence. She's involving herself with Blake Monroe. I said, man, Jada, what else are you doing right now? You're being a menace, and this looks good for her. But then who else comes out? And people thought it was Jordan Grace, but no, it's the wrong Jordan because it's my girl Lonnie, man. Look, Kalani Jordan comes out and she tells Blake Monroe, "Oh, were you looking for a different Jordan?" I mean, honestly, what was so weird about this is that she came out in a heelish kind of way, but then they start throwing hands. Everybody's throwing hands at each other. And then it's Jada and Blake Monroe outside the ring. And Blake is holding on to Jada. This was insane, to the point where even Jada even looked over and tossed her off. I mean, this was very interesting sight to see here. Then we flash forward. Come on, man, to my girl, the big Lash herself, Lash Legend going up against Fallon Hayden. I ain't gonna lie, this was crazy. Nia Jax coming in, interrupting Lash, starting to beat the hell out of Lash. Comes in, she starts to attack Lash, throws Lash back in. Okay, Fallon Haley gets the dub over Lash, but then after Nia Jax comes and attacks Lash some more. To the point where, she hits her finisher on Lash, and I thought this was insane. But this looks good and looks interesting, and hopefully this is going to be bringing Lash up to the main roster because, by God, if you're going to bring somebody up, bring Lash in. She ain't got Bianca. You need the next best thing. And we know right now that is not Jade Cargill. So Lash is your best decision to do this with, okay? I love you, Jade, but I can't lie to you, girl. I just can't. Then we flash forward to the young OG, man, getting bouncing. Now, this was a banger of a match, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Wesley, Javon Evans going crazy, doing their thing. Javon even to the point where he even came out the ring, jumped on High Rise and knocked them over. I said, man, come on, Javon, stop playing. You looking like the super baby face right now. Crowd was going insane. He hit a super cutter. I mean, this was great, man. But even after that, who comes out and who's even on commentary? Trick Willy Wonka. But then, of course, Oba Femi, the ruler. Come on, man. Pointing at the young OG. Trick over there looking at the young OG and looking at Oba. Look, man, we can run this back. Stand and deliver. Come on. Let's run this back. And let's do it for both titles. And this time, I wouldn't mind seeing the young OG get that dub. I ain't gonna cap. Not because we know the OG, but because we know the OG. Then we flash forward to this main event, man. Ego getting the dub over Santino Morales, man. This was a good match, entertaining. Santino, you still got it. Trying to hit the Cobra on Ethan Page. Didn't work out, but good old all Ego doing what he does best. And this is the finish right here. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. This was good. You want to talk about, people that have got the rocket ship on their back. I'm gonna tell you who. First one, Jada Parker. And look, they don't put her in the beginning of the show. They put her in the middle of the show. This girl's in two different storylines right now. I'm loving what they're doing with this. Man, she got to get one of these titles, whether it's the TNA title or the NXT Women's title, and the same thing for Lash. Okay, Lash, you getting that same treatment too, girl. Yeah, look, I'm loving what they're doing with y'all. They're actually utilizing them to do something more. That being said, young OG, come on, man. Keep getting bouncy for it. Man, look, I love everything they're doing with him, with Trick, with Oba. And look, we talked about Stand and Deliver. We talked about how good the triple threat match was with Trick, with Oba, with the young OG. And honestly, that might have been the best match of the weekend. And honestly, I'm okay if they run this back. The story that these men have told the last time, man, tell it again. And tell it how everybody's characters now developed since Stand and Deliver. Everybody's different from the last go-round. So I'm intrigued. Trick was crashing out. I want my title. I want my title. Give my title. Hey, I want my title. Now, Trick and A First class trick, Hollywood trick. This is a different trick we see it. Ruba still being the ruler, but I mean, you know how the ruler is. He's had a couple of close calls, but the ruler does what the ruler always said he's gonna do, and that's rule. And of course, the young OG, he done beat Jasper Troy. I'm sick of Jasper. I ain't gonna lie, I'm sick of Jasper. Nah, he's doing this thing. But you see what the young OG's doing? Beating up Jasper Troy, taking down Wesley, showing, you know, yeah, I know what the. If I want a match, shut up, Jasper.
Give me that match, everybody. Like,
I want a match. They will bow the knee. Yeah, shut up. I'm not bending my knee.
This ain't Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah,
I heard him say bend the knee. I'm like, he tripping.
Yeah, what you think
tripping.
this is? Yeah. This ain't medieval times, man. This ain't Black Knight, and I ain't talking Martin Lawrence. See, look, I'm not doing this with this. But yeah, man, look, I'm loving what everything that they're doing with this. Ethan Page killing it with that new title. Like how it looks. At first, I thought it was disrespectful because you ain't gonna do that title the way how you did it. Everybody knows the very first one to win that title was the greatest, almost one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Adam Cole, baby. Why does that feel so special? Because I watched that man win that match.
Yeah, we're there.
Live in person. It's a different feel. It's a different type of aura when you see somebody win something so prestigious like that. So to take that title and toss it, you piss me off, Ethan, but I'll let it slide. But overall, I mean, great show. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Of course, Jada and Jasmine, you're gonna start it off with a match like that. Hey, you got people already intrigued. Can't lie to you on that one. Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Well, there's so much to take away from this. First, I want to say something that Triple H acknowledged on Unreal, and he was like, "Look, man, the women come." He was talking to Sugar Shane Helms, Hurricane, and he told him straight up. He said, "Look, the women are like miles ahead of the guys down there." He says this openly. I don't know if that's an open challenge to the men to say, "Hey, you need to step your game up," but he's not lying. The women come out and they come out firing. They give them a couple months down there, and 6 months they're out there like cooking. Literally. And so, you know, they've got something special going on down there on the women's side. And then we talked about that on multiple occasions. And shout out to Shawn Michaels, because yes, we talk about Shawn Michaels every week and it's always in a positive note. And you want to know why? Look, I don't want to sound biased, but I'm gonna sound a little biased on this one. I love the fact that they do such a great job on NXT on the African American representation down there. So it's so nice to see that your top 3 stars in the heavyweight in the NXT championship, you know, picture are all guys, you know, of African American descent. You just didn't see a lot of this of us growing. We didn't have a lot of representation. Like there was some as we got, you know, Nation of Domination. You know, we had a little bit of that, and we've had some good ones over the years.
Half of the Rock.
Yeah, half of the Rock. You know what I'm saying? Booker T, like, but it's always in spots. But the way this is setting up, like there could be a really nice wave of talent that come out of NXT. You know, and just to give, you know, young, you know, black fans, you know, and just fans in general, you know, something different. And it just doesn't happen. And it's usually Samoans or people of Caucasian descent. So that's usually where it kind of goes. So it's kind of nice to see NXT just in embracing that with Kalani and Javon and Oba and Trick and Ms. Parker. I mean, and Lash. I mean, it's just they've done such a great job of building up that talent. And even High Rise. I don't want to like give them any love. Those 2 young guys. And I don't try to get me to try to remember names, but I should be better about that. But they have done a really good. Wes Lee being with them,
Tyson and Tyree,
Tyson and Tyree. There you go. They have elevated their game alone, just you know, with Wes Lee being in the picture. And I would shout out to Wes Lee, because when he did that front flip drop kick maneuver on Javon, I said, oh my. I was sitting there, I said, oh my, what did he just do to my man? So the talent that is screaming is just impeccable. And so I love what I'm seeing there. I wanted to give that shout out. Now, my girl Blake Monroe out here doing her thing. I'm glad that they made her a heel, because that's what she needs. That's what she's comfortable with. You know. I want to say this to all the WWE fans out there: stop saying that this is a Toni Storm, you know, copycat, because it's not the same thing. If anything, it's just another version of her character in AEW. I get tired of hearing people like, oh, it's just a Tony Storm. No, it's not the same thing. First of all, they're like Tony Storm is timeless. And we're talking about 1930s. This character is more Bewitched, maybe 1950s, but it doesn't have that same feel to it. So stop doing that. But I love what she's doing right now. I like how they're slowly building her up and giving her own swag there. So I like that for her. And I think the last thing that I really wanted to just take notice of is my man all ego. Ethan Page it was a good match. Shout out to Santino. And then after the match, when they attacked him, and you're talking about selling the Cobra. I said, and Ethan said, and he hit the ground, and this leg is kicking. I said, then that's how you sell it. That's fun wrestling, and that's why I like Ethan Page, because I wasn't a believer in the beginning, but now I've watched him for a year now, and I'm like, this guy's got it. He can be a heel, he can be a face. It just will work. So shout out to Ethan Page, man. I'm on the Ethan Page train. That's my guy. We all right there. We all right there.
X, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
To be honest, and Darrell, look, I'm gonna be kind of quick with my analysis. I didn't get a chance to to catch NXT this week, but I want to start off by saying I like the product that they put out on a weekly basis. I feel like, piggybacking off what you said, Darrell, about Shawn Michaels, I think he has a feel for what fans are wanting. And when I say fans, I'm talking about a different group, like the fans that look like us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can remember, like you guys said, I can remember a time when we were used. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but like we were kind of used like props.
I know where you're going. Yes, I know where you're
like
going.
Props.
Yeah. Comic relief. Yep.
Yes, comic relief, props. But if you think back to it during that time, I started watching wrestling during the Attitude Era, so I can remember Nation of Domination.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they disbanded, you had The Godfather.
Yep. Pimp. It's crazy.
So yeah. So I remember, like I said, we were used more like props. But now as we're getting to today's time, you're starting to see more representation of us. And you're starting to see it on the main roster more in like the women's division. But with NXT, you're starting to see more of the men's starting to be represented on a level where they needed to be represented. Oba, Trick, Javon, just to name a few. Wesley. I said those guys. They are used as stars. They're not looked at as props. They are used as stars. You got like your world champion, Oba. TNA world champion is Trick.
That's Trick.
So, like I said,
that Trick.
I know NXT is under the WWE umbrella, but it just feels like they're two separate, not separate shows, but almost like two separate companies. The way they present the people that look like us. Yeah. I mean, I love WWE Raw, SmackDown. I love it. But I just feel like NXT it's more for like the younger, more hip. It feels like NXT is us. It's like for the culture. So, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. I hate that I missed it this week. But like I said, everything that they're doing, especially Shawn, like I said, he has his finger on the pulse down there, and it's like he can't miss And then I feel like once those guys are removed from NXT and go to the main roster, it's like they're stuck in limbo a little bit, i.e.,
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
But like I said, maybe I don't know what it is, but maybe it's something like they're not connecting with the fans. Maybe the fans that's watching Raw and SmackDown aren't the same fans that's watching NXT.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get more of like, I feel like the NXT crowd is more like a no disrespect, like it's more like an indie crowd because a lot of those guys came from the indie scene, so they built up a fan base and they built up a following, and
all those people up in the NXT crowd, they get to watch that for free.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're so hype.
I'd get up in the dick. free 99. Let's get it.
Yeah. So like I said, I love what they're doing down there. It's something. It's different. It's eye popping. And man, like I said, I can't say it again, man. I love what they're doing. And my last thing I want to say is, hi, Miss Parker.
Don't we all, baby? Miss Parker right there. Yeah, I want to throw one quick thing before we move to SmackDown. You made a good point. Nation of Domination was so strong, right? And then when they broke up, other than The Rock, they gave them all weird gimmicks. And it's like D-Lo was just running around like a crazy person. He's just shaking his head. He running around shaking his head like a crazy person. You got a pimp. And then they made Mark Henry his sexual
shock.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. That was but
I think they make a Farouk and APA.
Yeah, they had APA. So
the only one that was like, all right.
They just beating up folks, which I deal with it. But the Mark Henry thing was always it was like it was funny. But it was like, all right, come on, man. Man ain't sleeping with Mae Young, man. Why? What do you think of us, man?
She gave
birth to a hand, man. Crazy work. Yeah. So, but I agree. The representation is top notch right now. So, shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean, man.
Shout out to Sean.
And of course, shout out to Ashe Wrestling, which I always tell people all the time. If you want to see great representation of the culture in wrestling, check out Ashe Wrestling, man. One of my favorite promotions to watch. That's AS. I think it's I don't know. It's not
there's apostrophe in there.
Yeah, man. Look, they great stuff. Big Swole's on commentary. I love what she does on there, man. So if y'all ever get a chance, check out something else real quick. Another alternative. Check out Ashe Wrestling, man. But we talked about some of the great things with NXT and that man Sean cooking up. Now it's time to talk about the best part of the end of the week with Friday Night SmackDown. I think about how SmackDown really was last night. A lot of things to take away from this night on SmackDown, man. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I mean, when it came to just starting off the show, I question as to what direction are we going with this now? After they done did this whole WWE Unreal, and we're gonna talk about that soon in a segment coming along in the near future. We're going to talk about that and break that down. But I mean, honestly, after seeing what they talked about on Unreal, this still don't add up to me. Bruce Pritchard, this is why I have a problem with you now. You sat there on that documentary and wanted to claim all the glory. Yeah, we talked about turning Cena heel. You idiot. When I seen that video, and I watched how they had Cody selling out, I said, well, this was a better picture than John. Granted, I loved how they did. Don't get me wrong. That was a special 30th birthday for me personally. I understood. I held that with pride because in my head, I thought there was going to be more. And the fact that y'all gave us this BS talking, oh, yeah, well, the plan was always for Travis. Well, where the hell was the final boss?
Where's my guy?
MIA.
I'm telling you, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie. This segment to me felt like There's more layers that they're about to pull under this, because this right here, we kicked it off with Cody and John Cena. Now, first of all, Cody telling John he wants to see the real John Cena. I don't know what happened with John. By the way, coming out with the Jets colors, I thought was insane, disgusting. But
at least Cody got Giants colors on there. You go.
Hey, you know what? I'm all for it. Makes sense. Y'all are in the city. Let's do it. But Cody telling John Cena he wants to see the real John Cena, and then John Cena says, "You know what? Yeah, I've been tired, and you brought it out of me, and all this, that, and the third, and then all of a sudden we see babyface John Cena come back,
just like that."
Just what?
Snap of a finger. At the snap of a finger.
Can't even go to the rest show. I gotta talk. What the hell was that? Cena, are you kidding me? Cody, are you kidding me? I couldn't believe this was going on, man. Look, in ways, Cena said what he said. The crowd turned immediately, and honestly, I don't know, man. This I don't know. Anyway, then we flash forward to this match here. Honestly, Julia versus Zelina Vega. I mean, I can't say we've seen a different outcome happening for this. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? We're talking about the beautiful madness here. Julia defeating Zelina Vega. And by the way, with Kiana James as her manager. I like this. I need to see Kiana James, doing a little few things for Julia here and there. Let's make this title reign mean something. Let's do it. Then we flash forward to, man, look, this match with Mr. Iguana, okay, and Psycho Clown debuting on SmackDown. Okay, y'all kept asking for Mr. Iguana this, Mr. Iguana that. After seeing the Worlds Collide PLE, of course, y'all knew nothing about these men until WWE bought this company. And y'all are all head over heels for these two. But for the real fans that know who these men were, we know these men have been doing greatness for years. Okay? Y'all want to talk about, Mr. Iguana Bosh. Look, the man is getting up there in age, but he's still killing it. Damn. But yeah, Los Garza getting the dub over Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown. Great match as always, over-delivered. You see Santos Escobar with the all-white suit doing what he does, looking like a boss. Loved it. Then we flash forward to good old Alexa Bliss and Charlotte saying that we're not friends, this, that, and the third. Look, y'all out here matching, with the hat, the shirt, the hair. Man, look, y'all doing this whole thing, talking about you ain't friends, y'all hugging, y'all doing this, that, and the third. Look, I just want to see if y'all going to win these titles or not. I don't want to see y'all win them. I'm not mad about this tag team. Something about this now, and again, we called this about 2.5 months ago when they were trying to drop little nuggets with these two. And of course, y'all wouldn't have had to do this if you didn't release about 3 to 4 women tag teams. But hey, this is what you got to do when you drop all the rest of the talent. And them talking about they're not going to rush too far ahead. They just need to focus on their match at SummerSlam, and we'll see what happens with them. Then we flash forward to this banger of a match. Look, I ain't even going to lie. Damian Priest and Aleister Black, this is probably the first match we've seen these men have. And honestly, Aleister Black throwing a chair at Damian Priest, so it ends in a DQ. Then to the point he's just overly assaulting Damian Priest. I mean, look at this kick. The kick was insane. I mean, come on. Kick the hell out of him. And then, honestly, it's to the point where Aleister Black is just making Damian Priest just look just like, like they always keep saying, the bisexual Undertaker, man. I don't know what the heck. I don't know, man. I don't know why I keep calling him that. Maybe it's just
bisexual, baby.
I don't know, man. Damian Priest he went Lola Vice, though, so he's winning in some ways in life. So, hey, you got the Latina heat, okay? But man, look, Aleister, Aleister Black looking strong, making Damian Priest look weak, and honestly, they need to have a Street Fighter something for this. So maybe they're brewing up for something really good for Clash of Paris. Then we flash forward. Come on, man, Solo. I love how he's doing these promos, man. This feels good though for him. The whole MFTs, Tonga Loa, Jeff Tobbs.
Say it 3 times fast.
No. But yeah, man, look, Solo cutting a great promo talking about, if you can get in, where you fit in. I said, man, yeah, we gonna be all right. But this was good. Saying all the Jacob Fatu stuff, I think this was great. This was good. And then we flash forward to the
Eric,
match.
Before you flash forward, I gotta say this. Look at oh my goodness, we got a guest appearance, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see in a second. But before we get into that, don't Tala Tonga look like X-Pac?
Bruh.
Just throwing it out there.
He does.
Wait a minute. I saw that just now. I'm like, bro, it's X-Pac.
No, he looks like the guy that played The Rock in that show, Young Rock. Just what it is.
Yeah. That's older. Yeah. That's actually kind of crazy.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, Eric. I had to say it before because I was like, I'm gonna lose it if I don't see it. But there you go.
No,
some more next time.
Then we flash forward to the match with Tala Tonga and Big Jim. Man, look, I ain't gonna lie. Tala Tonga throwing them hands with Big Jim. Okay, beating the hell out of Jimmy. And honestly, this even got to the point to where all the MFTs solo, they just started beating the hell out of Jimmy to the point to where they waited for the cage to come down. Okay, Solo telling them, break down the cage. I said, man, what is this going on? Come on, Jim. Come on. They got you looking like a jobber. You ain't Nick and Matt Jackson right now? Come on. The disrespect that you are getting right now is insane. But who comes out? The man with the magic boot, the Simone Werewolf, man, comes out and just wreaks havoc on Jeff Cobbs, okay, and Tonga Loa. And honestly, looking strong, and he's looking like he's ready for this steel cage, man. This was insane. This was good. Okay. Solo out here saying all this stuff to Jacob Fatu. I said, man, y'all are good. They were killing this. This was insane. Then we flash forward to Tiffy Tom and Jade Cargill. Now, look, man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been telling y'all for the last about 3 weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, ever since Naomi cashed in her Money in the Bank. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is probably one of those things I just can't get into right now. And I love Jade, man, and Tiffy. Tiffy's Tiffy at this point to me. But Jade, man, some people said in the comments that Jade might have been cold this night. And honestly, I guess that's just neither here or there. But I don't know, man. It's insane. But with Jade Cargill, man, I just don't think, man, they're really. I think they might pull the trigger with Jade, but it's just like this whole thing with Jade telling Tiffy, I'm gonna take your title. Tiffy's talking about, yeah, we'll see. Y'all are not really getting my attention to grasp me for this. There's nothing I feel like that makes me want to really watch this. And in order to see maybe if Jade does take the title. So we'll see what happens. And if so, I mean, it's not like Naomi's going to cash in the Money in the Bank. So what you got next? Bianca? But Bianca's injured. So then what? Yeah, we'll see what happens with this BS. Then we flash forward to some more BS. And this is going to be the last part of the show, unfortunately. Jelly Roll, man, I'm legitimately just sick of seeing Jelly Roll's face expressions. I'm sick of seeing Jelly Roll just in general. Whether it was just him on the Jimmy Fallon show. I think he's supposed to be having an interview today. What's my girl? Kathy Kelly. And then I don't know, man. Look, they done did a whole thing with Jelly Roll and Randy coming from the parking lot. Jelly Roll making all these face expressions. Jelly Roll and Randy throwing hands with Drew and Logan. Doing us that in the third. Jelly Roll done choke slammed a couple of security guards. Big whoop. Randy Orton, of course, not a surprise when he RKO somebody. I love to see an RKO regardless of who it is. Hell, I've been said this. Randy could RKO me. I'd pop for it. I would not care. It's an RKO. I mean, but again, this is how we ended off the show, and this is the finish right here, unfortunately. Again, and of course, we are also seeing the man that is one of the greatest hosts of all time, the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel, because that's the Heartbreak Prince himself. He's here with us, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, boy.
For a quick second. I don't want to hijack the show too much. Y'all are doing a great job, killing it as usual. XJ, love seeing you on here. Love hearing your perspective. I appreciate what you bring it to the show. I don't want to get in trouble, Knights, because it's mama-in-law's birthday. So I
understand.
I told the wife, I just said, hey, I need to get in where I fit in. Yeah, I mean, today, folks, it is the birthday for the Knights itself, and it gave me those chills. And
That's right, 1 year, baby, 1 year.
I just had to do it. Happy birthday, Knights. Hey, I see my boy Zach in the chat dropping the heat as he always do, telling us it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. Love the fact that he comes in every single time with a different national holiday.
That's right, boy.
So appreciate it. But looking forward to SummerSlam, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy it. I just want to say y'all doing a great job, and I'm sorry I couldn't be on the show for the entire thing today, but y'all are killing it. You don't need me. I'm gonna go check into the Heartbreak Hotel and get ready to watch some SummerSlam later on tonight. Keep it going, fellas.
Hey, give mom-in-law I love Night Style, baby. Tell her happy birthday, man.
Will do. Hey, happy birthday, Knights. Appreciate y'all. Hey, thank you also to all of the subscribers, all the support that we've gotten over the year. We appreciate it, and we enjoy doing this, and hopefully we can continue doing this. And I hope y'all are enjoying the shows just as much as we are having fun putting them on, because I've said it before. Just being a group of dudes that just talk about wrestling and enjoy wrestling, going to wrestling shows, and deciding that, hey, we want to try to get on the internet and share our thoughts and see if people, either like, dislike, whatever, and to have people supporting us. That's cool. So thank you to everybody. And again, happy birthday, Knights. Couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you to Legacy Makers Sports Network for getting us on, for giving us the platform to be able to do this. Mr. Xclusive, thank you specifically. For the behind the scenes work, for teaching me how to run the board and the switch and all that kind of stuff. Just appreciate you. Happy birthday, Knights.
That's right, baby.
Yeah, man.
I'm out of here because now I better get out while I can. You know what I mean? All right.
I haven't taken it easy.
Also, is you isn't as you ain't with the Knights. Still 2 words for you. Thank God. All right, y'all. I'm out.
That's the HB Prince, baby. Come on now.
Come on, man. Look, this man, you see how the Heartbreak Prince is. He trying to get in where he fit in. He gonna be all right, you know what I'm saying? Oh man. But man, SmackDown was pretty interesting. I think the first half, solid. Y'all had me. The last half, man, you lost me. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man. I mean, when you starting off the show pretty high, first of all, I was questionable when it came to Cody and Cena. I said, yeah, see, something about this in my soul ain't sitting right. And I just didn't know what it was. But we'll see what happens on Sunday with that whole situation. I mean, hey, seeing Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown, loved it. I could tell they were really happy to be on that stage, being on that platform, being able to just make those moments, man. Honestly, again, Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown, y'all been great. You don't need some of these tribalists to tell you otherwise. They didn't know anything about you until you were under the umbrella. Okay? Look, make moments, keep doing what you're doing. You're great as is. Another thing, man with the magic boot, Jacob Fatu, you're killing it as always, man. Look, Big Jim, I don't know what we got to do with you, man, but we can't keep having this. You out here doing spears like you're Jay? Come on, Jimmy. There's a reason why Naomi's calling you Big Jim. Show them why.
All right, now, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. We ain't talking about that kind of Big Jim. We ain't talking like that. We ain't talking. That's a super pause on that. That's a crazy. But you know what I mean. If she's giving you the confidence, and if she's saying all these good things about you, you need to show them why, man.
Big Jim energy. Come on, brother. Where's it?
Come on now. Show the Big Jim energy. Just the family wise. I don't know what you and Naomi be doing because this. Anyway, but yeah, last thing I'm gonna talk about, Jelly Roll. Please, let's just get this. How much did this man pay to get on the main event of SmackDown? I don't get it. We have the steel cage situation that was going on with Solo and Jacob. A steel cage. You don't have that be at the main event. You don't have that at the ending. You put that before, and then you gonna put Jelly. Man, come on.
What is it?
I really just be trying to figure this out. Honestly, I really do. I just can't wait for this thing to be over. I just want to see my man Drew praying as always. Oh, that was one thing, man. Look, just to hear Drew McIntyre talking about telling Jelly Roll, I see you're a man that talks to God. I see you're a man that has you're a man of faith. Well, just to let you know, I pray. When I pray, Jelly Roll, bad things. I said, man, come on. You can't be playing with this man, Drew McIntyre. He's a real prayer warrior.
It's crazy work.
Come on, man. That man's a prayer warrior. That man staying in his prayer. Man, you can't, man, look, I just know if Drew is praying the way I know how he prays, we looking for a W for these men tonight. Mr. Xclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Drew 316 just said, I prayed. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying Drew 316 said, I prayed. But I want to say that low-key, I am intrigued about this match with Jelly Roll in there. But it's only because I want to give Jelly Roll one prop. And this man knows how to sell a Claymore because both times that he didn't where Drew's foot that met his face, devastation. Now the one that at Saturday Night Main Event, man, he sold it so well. When he kicked him, I said I was sitting in the chair right here, and I said, "Whoa!" Like I jumped. It was so clear. So I will give him a shout out to that. And so I need Drew one more time. You know, just one more Claymore, that just for my purposes. So, but you know, that match is going to be that match. But I want to see that in that match. Then we talked about Mr. Iguana. Look, I piggyback off Eric on that. Look, the man made a mistake, little botch, but he still made, even though he slipped, he was able to still bounce back from it, like it was nothing. I like what he brings. I love the character. A couple weeks ago when him and Santino were going at it, that was priceless. So if you haven't had a chance to go see the clip where him and the Cobra took on the Iguana and the Cobra struck the Iguana and the Iguana hit the ring and then everybody was like, the whole crowd, kids started crying. You can't tell me you're not over it. The kids started crying when it was
crazy
when the Cobra struck the Iguana. So go back and watch that if you haven't had a chance to watch that. Charlotte and Alexa, I like what they got going. I like what they have going on there. Their chemistry is through the roof. And if I'm Charlotte Flair, I am thanking the gods that somebody said I'm putting you with Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss has always had this, just like the fans love her. She's got a good swag. She can talk, and she's a really good talker on the mic. Like, not a lot of women in this division can go toe to toe with Alexa Bliss. And I'm not just saying that. You go back and watch some of her work. She's really good on the mic. So I like them together, and it's like a buddy. It's like watching a buddy like cop film or something. Like watching them two go together. So I like that. I want them to win the titles, but then there's a part of me that was like, I kind of want Raquel and tall lady Raquel and Roxanne, the Judgment Day. They're like the Judgment Day. We want to see the Judgment Day win the match, but I can go either way in that match. But the one thing I do, and you brought it up, Tiffy and Jade is, look, WWE has a problem on their hands with this situation. They really do, because when you look on the match that they're having, I think it's supposed to be the first match on Sunday, when you got Naomi, Rhea and Io, like that match is going to be good. I can already smell it. That is good. It feels like it's got a good big match feel. They could have made that the last match on one of these nights, and I'd have been like, I'm in there for it. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And I love what I'm seeing from Naomi, and they're just killing it. Like all three of them, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, even the story they're telling with Rhea and Io.
Right. And they've been building this one ever since she lost the title to Io. And so and at first I was like, remember we was like, man, what is this? Why there's confusion here? But now they've built up a nice little rivalry over the months. Sometimes we just need to be patient, I guess. But that's where I go back to with Tiffany and Jade. This is a problem because Tiffany obviously is a good wrestler. We can't take that away from her. But face Tiffany is not working.
No.
They have to have her be a heel. And I think then it could work a little better. I also feel like the matches that she has in her title reign have not been great. You know, they've been kind of just there. She hasn't had a really good feud during this time frame. The Charlotte one was shaky, and we saw it on Real how Real life wasn't supposed to be in there, how that was. So that was shaky. And then the only real rivalry she's had is with Nia Jax, and it hasn't really been a rivalry per se.
So that's who you've been facing this last few.
That's what I'm saying. So now they kind of hinted after WrestleMania that this is Jay wants to go after the title, which they kind of drawed it out a little bit, but it still hasn't been enough to captivate, to me, the wrestler fans at home. They could give Jade this title tonight, but if Naomi was still lingering with the case, that gives this match just a little bit more of a jump. Now I'm like, okay, so let's say Jade wins. Where do they go from here? Like, because I feel like right now, and I can't believe I'm saying, but the SmackDown women's division seems like it's taken a really big step back.
Yeah.
And with Bianca being hurt and no Naomi, I'm just like, oh, what do they do from here? So that match is, I want to see how they play it out, but I'm not excited about it because you know how I feel about Jade. Jade still has work to do. And it's gotten better, but it's still not where it needs to be. And if you're going to put the world title on her, you got to give her good opponents, and she's got to be able to carry that bad boy. That's the one other thing I'm worried about. Last thing I'll bring up, because I know there's so much greatness with Fatu's and Solo. They killed it. But Cena and Cody, we could be getting worked right now. Cena could be faking it, the funk, just to give Cody the thing. Oh, I'm about to get the clean Cena, and then he might hit him with the Paul Heyman. It might hit him with the Paul Heyman low blow. Yes. But that's why I'm kind of intrigued to see where that kind of lands. Cody could turn, but there's a part of me that I don't think he will. And it may be just a ploy by John Cena, because it's very hard for them to turn their money makers. For the longest time, it was like, well, Bianca was there, and they weren't even talking about turning Bianca heel. And because of that, and then it's the same dream right now with Cody, where Cody's making so much money as a face. Do you make the move and make him a heel? That's the intrigue, and what's what I love about wrestling. That's the intrigue, because you don't know which way they're going to go. Personal opinion, maybe the double flip, maybe Seth Rollins makes the move. I don't know, but overall, SmackDown was solid. But what a way to open the show to have you thinking the rest of the night. It was a good job by them. It was a good job.
Yeah, man. X, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
To be honest, I think the Cena and Cody situation, it could work. I feel like Cody as a heel could have been better than the Cena heel that we got. Because when I first saw it happen, I remember jumping up like, oh my God, what is going on? What is happening? We're getting a heel Cena. And I kind of felt like that was going to be like a major shift within wrestling. But as I was watching it play out, I think it got to a certain point and then it kind of plateaued.
Yep.
Because every finish of Cena's matches for the title, it kind of ended the same, which it kind of made Cena look weak, some sorts. Like,
yep.
Not every finish should have been low blow, title shot to the head, cover 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And if you're gonna give him a title shot to the head, make it
believable.
Yeah.
Make it believable.
Yeah.
Too
it was
clean.
like-
He's such a good
like-
guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
Should I
just-
get him?
It's like he
Lean
barely
it-
touched him.
Lean into it a little bit more.
Yeah, leave your feet or something, man. It just was like
Exactly.
Like-
and then I want to piggyback off what you were talking about, the Jade and Tiffany situation. In my opinion, I felt like they pulled Jade to the main roster too fast.
Too fast.
I
Yep.
felt like she should have had a stint in NXT to work out some things that she needed to work on. Because now we're kind of seeing her work on these things in real time during matches, and it doesn't slow down the pace of the match, but you can tell that she's not all the way comfortable. And I don't want to sound like I'm taking shots at AEW or anything like that, but they didn't do her any service by building her the way that they did. They should have let her get some more work in before just thrusting her into the spotlight. I mean, don't get me wrong, going 50-0 with the TBS championship is great height, but they kind of hid a few things. It's kind of like
That's what they were supposed to do, though.
it was kind of like what
AEW.
it was kind of like what WCW did with Goldberg. They hid a lot of his shortcomings.
His
his
flaws. Yeah.
And then when he came to WWE, he kind of got exposed. He got exposed with his ring work in a match against William Regal.
Oh yeah, William Regal worked him in
Yeah,
that match,
boy.
man. That was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, and I don't think I mean, they didn't do anything to make his ring work better. And when he came to WWE, where storytelling and ring work is like top tier, it's a must. I don't think he transitioned well. I mean, they kind of WWE for some kind of hid his flaws too, but not like WCW did, and it kind of hindered him. But other than that, I hope that their match is up to par. I'm not gonna say they're gonna steal the show, but I feel like they know the pressure's on them to deliver, and I think they will. Anything dealing with the bloodline is gold. It's just that anything the bloodline touches the bloodline is gold. They, in my eyes, they can't do anything wrong. I kind of hate that Big Jim takes the pins a lot in those matches, but I mean, you have to protect Jacob. You have to protect Solo and Tala. JC and Tonga, I mean, that can go hand in hand.
Just throw them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I said, you have to protect Solo, Jacob for the most part. They're your, other than Roman and Jay, they're your next two big bloodline stars. And then my final thought is the last segment of the show.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah. And I felt like if the first hour of SmackDown wasn't commercial free, then I think the Cody segment with Cena would have been switched with the Drew, Logan, Jelly Roll, and Orton segment.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that should have been at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Yep. Cody and Cena should have been last. Hands
Yeah.
down.
I think the only way, no, it could have been something, and like I said, I don't know this, but the only way I can see them making that two things would have happened. Either Cena had to go somewhere and they had to get it out the way, or I would have said maybe Jelly Roll gets there late. Maybe because he's doing something else and they had to wait, give him time to get there. Had to be one of the two, because there's no reason why that they should have left us hanging with Cody and Cena and like, yo, what the world? Yeah, that's how you end it.
So what time did the video pop up with Jelly Roll getting beat down?
Yo, it was like midway through, I think.
Yeah, I think it was midway.
It was great. It was great. They made it beat my man up.
Came out, he's touching his face. His face expressions, I'd be like.
And then I felt like, and then I thought it was weird that he walked to the front of the truck and tapped the hood.
Tapped the hood.
Like, door.
But my thing is, bro, we knew who was in the truck with you.
Right. It made me laugh because in my mind I was like, he gonna tap the hood, and I was surprised he did it, because I was like, he walked out. I said, he gonna tap this hood. Watch. He got there. He said, I said, well, ain't this? I said, he actually tapped the hood, and he came out there. I was like, Orton come out there, guns are blazing. All right.
It wasn't a surprise. You've been coming out with Randy for the last few weeks.
Yeah. So what makes the go home show of SmackDown any different?
Exactly.
I think they could have did without that. I mean, it's just little things that could have left out.
No, and when you end, and you make a good point, when you end Raw the way you do, and it ends with, man, the tribal chief's shoes got stolen. It's crazy work. And then you end with this, and you're like, you had other options. Like Eric said, you could have ended with Solo, and Jacob and everybody would have been cool with that. You could have ended with Cena and Cody, and it would have been okay. You had two options, but you went with this one.
Because I think it would be weird if I was sitting in the crowd and they lifted the cage for that segment, and then you just have the cage hanging over top of the ring.
Right. Yeah.
For the final segment, I'm like,
why?
Yeah, it's just
why?
Sorry,
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna blame Bruce Pritchard. I blame Bruce Pritchard. I blame Michael Hayes. I blame all of them. That is still like
free birds running.
So many things in that documentary pissed me off. Seeing Abyss, by the way. Oh, yes, sir. To Bruce Pritchard. What the hell, Abyss?
Brother Love.
That
brother
pissed
love.
me off.
Brother Love. No. I love you.
I just don't want to be mad at me. I said, man, come on, Abyss. Throw a pair.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Who you are.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, it kind of. I felt bad for Abyss because they kind of like sunned him a little bit without trying to, but then if you look at Bruce Pritchard just standing there or sitting there just like looking like, you'll wrap this up anytime soon.
Yeah, but what kills me about it, you're on Netflix, so why are you rushing?
That's what I don't understand.
There's not another live thing going on after all. So what's the problem?
So I mean, and I understand going over, but I mean, they were almost done, and they were pressing. I'm like, well, this is raw. Like, they're fine. They're not.
This is the premiere. This is the first episode.
You're going to be okay. So that part was kind of like.
But then didn't they say that you never know when Raw is going to end? Raw can be a 3-hour show, then it can be an 1.5-hour show. So like you said, what was the rush?
There was no rush, and that's the part that kind of got me. I'm like, I don't understand why they're doing it, but yeah, they did my boy Abyss dirty, and I love Abyss is my dude. Like, he's my favorite TNA wrestler all the time. That's not going to change.
That really bothered me. I said,
you're not going to treat my boy like this.
I'm like, why are you shaking? Why are you looking like you so?
And then
he scared.
He looked like Joseph
Regal,
Park.
And then he asked Regal, like, yo, is he mad at me? Like, really?
I said, how old are you? 12? I said, what is this?
And then on top of that, he produced a great match.
Exactly.
And that's the crazy part. Like, that's what we're fine. Like, he produced a great match. Okay, they run over from time to time. Like I said, this is USA Network. I see you getting mad, but you can't get mad when you're on Netflix.
On Netflix,
no, you're not when you have an open door. They could go 4 hours if they want to. Netflix ain't gonna be like, no, don't do that.
Telling you, them boys need to go. Bruce Pritchard needs to go. Michael Hayes needs to go. Well, granted, he gave the Seth idea, but still, y'all need to go. We need to have Sean there. We need the real NXT people on the main roster. Anyway, let's go ahead and
them
talk
suckers
about
have been doing it for 30 years too. That's the crazy part.
That's what I'm saying. Get your old asses up out of there. Let's get some new blood in there. Y'all recycle everything.
But look, back in the day, you hear stories about segments going over. Didn't they say like The Rock and Mick Foley's segment went over like how many minutes? And they were on live TV
I think
on
it was
the
like,
USA Network.
I want to say
5,
it was
10
like
minutes, I think.
it was somewhere close to 10 minutes, and they were like
That's a
panicking
lot.
initially.
That's a lot of TV time. That you're shortening matches, if not cutting out matches or cutting out backstage segments, promos, and stuff like that. So when Netflix pretty much gives you the free fall to have at it and do whatever,
do it.
Like, run with it. Take advantage
Then y'all want
of
to
it.
talk about, there's ads. Man, come on, the 3-minute ads.
Burn
And
nobody
some
care about
of
them
us
ads.
don't even see those.
Real facts.
Somehow I'm still seeing ads, and they're telling me I got the top tier. I still don't get this.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, because I got the top tier one, and they be like, it may include ads. Why am I seeing this on
Why
my
would it may
premium
include ads? It shouldn't see any ads. Ridiculousness.
Whatever.
But let's go ahead and jump in and let's talk about this SummerSlam night 1, because we know this card is going to be interesting. I think night 2 is going to be the best one, but we'll see how night 1 goes, because of course, one of the matches that we got coming up, we'll see on the card here. This should be interesting. Okay, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Gonzalez going up against Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Honestly, I think my pick for this still going to be the Judgment Day. I think either way, maybe Dirty Dom might have something to do to help them out, maybe not. But I just can't see Charlotte and Alexa winning this, only because I want to see more from the Judgment Day when it comes to Roxanne and Raquel, and I want to see what happens next when Liv comes back, when they still have the titles. So I don't want to see a downfall from these two women. Plus, Roxanne's been killing it. She's had a great year this year, honestly, being in the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber. She's had a Mania. I mean, come on. This girl has been working, and she's really been showing her mark so far being on WWE. So this is great, man. But yeah, man, that's my pick. Raquel and Roxanne. Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts? Who you got for this match?
I still going Judgment Day. But I don't know how it happens, but I need them to kind of win too. I agree with you. I'm because I need them to be champions when Liv get back. And that's the only reason why. Other than that, I'd be cool with Alexa and Charlotte kind of still, maybe taking the tag team championships and going on with it. To be honest with you, if you're looking for two people that are top notch and you want them to represent the division for a while, then yes, you go that way, because then you can jump them back and forth on both brands. So it really depends on what you want. Which storyline do you want? Do you want to hold on to the, wait to see what Liv does when she gets back? Or are you willing to let Charlotte and Bliss, jump back and forth from different brands and defending the title? But I'm going with the Judgment Day in this one.
X, who you got, man? Who you got for this match?
I'm going to go with Bliss and Flair. I think they kind of want their star power on both shows. I'm not taking anything away from the Judgment Day, but I think they want their star power. Like, we're talking about two former women's world champions, multiple time women's world champions. So I feel like they want their star power on each show. And then eventually I think Perez and Rodriguez will find their way back into the tag team title picture when it's closer to Liv's time to come back.
I can see that.
I can see that.
I can see them doing like a tag team tournament, turmoil, whatever they want to call it, and they winning, and then somehow, and by this time, maybe Charlotte and Alexa are bumping heads more, and then you can see a split between them about to occur. And I think them losing the tag titles back to Perez and Rodriguez will be the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they split and go into a feud together.
That's actually a good. I could actually see that. I could actually see that happening for real.
But with a twist, instead of Charlotte pulling the trigger, it's Alexa pulling the trigger.
See, now that would be interesting, because that would give Charlotte what they want from Charlotte, and they want Charlotte to be top notch.
Yeah, I think that is what's going to put Charlotte at the babyface level that they wanted when she came back.
I can see that.
I like that.
I think when they brought her back and had her win the Rumble, I think they rushed her back to the top, back into the world title scene, and I think the fans didn't want that at the time. Like you can tell when fans want a certain person going for the title.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen Charlotte do this so much when she's come back from injury that it's like kind of diluting the aura of Charlotte Flair.
That aura, see, I like that.
I like that aura.
Like she's an active wrestler, but you have to treat her like Roman. You know how like when Roman goes away for a certain length of time, he comes back, how his comeback is anticipated and is built up. That's how you have to treat Charlotte, but you have to treat it differently because Charlotte is there every day, barring injury.
Yeah.
So I just think you have to treat Charlotte differently.
I agree, man. Then the next match we got, honestly, we talked about this before, man. Look, we need Karrion Kross to get this. Karrion Kross versus
Dub.
Sami Zayn. We need Karrion to get this. I'm pushing for Karrion. Mr. Exclusive, I already know you want Karrion.
I want Karrion.
I'm pretty sure as you feel the same way about this. We all want to see Karrion Kross get this dub. I don't even think there's not even much to be said because we had talked about this one a whole bunch earlier. Karrion, you need this, man. Just get this dub, man. Just
Yeah,
please.
let the lovable loser lose again. That's all we're saying.
Then the next match we got.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Yeah, let's go ahead and skip to the next match. I'm sorry, Randy and Drew, but I can't do this with the man on the bottom left. I can't.
Hey, that's your dude right there. But I'm going with Orton on Jelly Roll. Orton Jelly Roll for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Orton and Jelly Roll. Yeah,
Logan Paul taking the pin.
Yeah, exactly.
I see
now
that.
we got a good match right here.
There we go.
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso going up against the Bronze and Paul Heyman, man. Look, honestly, I'm pushing for the Bronze. I think the Bronze are going to win this, man. I think some about it, man. I just, they looked way too strong on Raw, and granted, they could swerve us and have Roman and Jey win it, but it seems like they're really giving Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed that push, especially with Paul Heyman being there. So, yeah, I'm pushing for Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed to win this. I think they're going to win this one tonight. What you guys think?
I'm going to go Reigns and Uso, but it's only because I think they want the crowd to get really hype at the beginning. If this is going to be the first match, like X said, then yes, I think they go that route. Roman doesn't lose often. Now, if you're going to lose, I think if you're trying to boost Braun Breaker to that next level, you have Braun Breaker pin Roman Reigns.
Yep.
And that because look, Braun's already beat Jey, but beating Roman is a whole nother dream. So if you're going to go that route, Breaker's got to pin Roman, and I think that just helps Braun Breaker continue his onslaught to the top as a future world champion. But I'm going Reigns and Uso, but that's what I think could happen.
X, what you think, man? Who you got?
And I'm going with the OTC and Mr. Yeet Man himself, man.
Okay.
I feel like Bronson Reed can afford to take the pin because he's not really working towards anything at the moment. He's just he's pretty much the muscle of the group, but it's kind of hard to call him the muscle with Seth not being around. So I feel like I said, Reigns and Jey Uso gonna get the win, and in the process, because I just saw that Bronson Reed, I don't know how true it is, Bronson Reed called himself the tribal thief and called the shoes that he took from Roman the shoe of Fowler. So I feel like
all right now, that's crazy work.
The shoe of Fowler.
So I feel like that
tribal thief. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that's good.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's fire. That's legit.
Now I feel like that's why they're gonna get. I feel like Reigns is gonna pin Reed for that reason. But if Breakker and Reed do win, I can see Breakker getting the pin on Roman, but I also see Bronson Reed feeding off of the moniker, the Tribal Thief, and the Shoe of Follow. It's kind of
He gonna steal an Ula follow.
it kind of gives like comic relief to a serious storyline, but like I said, it's wrestling. It's entertainment. So
Yeah.
why not?
Why?
And
not?
it works because Bronson Reed is the sneakerhead, so it makes sense. Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Man, look,
this is a hard one to pick. I ain't gonna lie, Eric. I have no clue where to go with this.
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. I don't know neither. I'm starting to think they might go with Jade. Yeah, man. It's yeah.
Is this quick question? I didn't mean to interrupt. Is this night one or night two?
This is
night
one.
This is
night
tonight.
one.
It's tonight. Yeah.
So is Naomi and
that's night two. See, they got all the banger matches on tomorrow.
Yeah, they got some really good matches on tomorrow, man. They got the let's get through the night ones here.
Yeah, because this one right here is just. I'm going with Jade. I think Jade might get it. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jade too. I'm
going with Jade, and I think it's a reset button for Tiffy. She's go heel. She's gonna go heel. She's gonna lose her mind.
Yeah, I can see that.
Her title. And her title.
And a title. Give him a title. Now, this is an actual good match that we're looking forward to seeing here. And my thoughts here, and I'm still wondering, man, because I know we talk about Seth. I know we say everything's going, but there's a part of me that thinks his injury is severe, but I think he might be good. And I think if Punk wins tonight, if he wins that title, if he has that moment, the fireworks, all the confetti, what if that man Seth Rollins comes back and cashes in that Money in the Bank? And this is the perfect person to do it on. Why not do it on CM Punk? Why? Well, damn near I said this a few months ago when Seth won that Money in the Bank briefcase. But it could happen, it might not. If it doesn't happen, then, well, we know Seth is really injured, but we'll see what happens. I'm starting to think maybe Punk might win this, and I'm going to go with Punk on this, man. It's a little tough for me to decide because I don't know what's going on with Gunther, and I feel like some of his title reigns on this second go-round just still ain't hit. But I'm thinking that Punk at the end of this gets the dub. Mr. Xclusive, what you got? Who you got for this?
Yeah, I'm going with Punk too. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Gunther wins, but I'm going with Punk too. I agree with you. I think Gunther's title reign is, unfortunately, both title reigns have been reigned not properly. You know, and there was moments where like we talked about early in the year where Gunther was really strong against Jey Uso, and I thought, okay, they're in the right direction, and then they reverted right back. So, but I'm going with Punk. I hope he gets to at least leave the arena with the title. But I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I got Punk.
Yeah.
X, who you got for this?
And I'm going with Punk. And like I'm piggybacking off what you guys said about Gunther's title reigns. It's been kind of lackluster. When his IC title run was so dominant. I don't
iconic.
It's like, yeah, and I feel like this might be setting up a change of scenery for Gunther. I can see him going to SmackDown, and I feel like a fresh start over there because there's too many main players on Raw right now. You got Punk, Rollins, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and you see they trying to build Braun Breaker up to this level. So I feel like Gunther is getting kind of lost in the shuffle, even being world champ.
Yeah.
So he loses tonight, and then eventually he finds his way on SmackDown.
I can see that. I can see that. I don't know, man. I think night one's gonna be trash.
Let's hope not. Let's just pray. Let's pray for at least. I pray for goodness.
I pray. But it's like when I'm looking at this card for the night, I'm like,
it's bad.
There's probably only 2 matches that got me like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this.
This is like a sexy Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's Roman. Roman and Jay going up against the Bronze, and then CM Punk and Gunther. I'm not excited. Well, I lied. 3. Karrion and Sammy.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said that's trash too. So it's 3 matches I'm looking forward to. 3 matches. Yeah. Okay, I lied again. 4 because Roxanne and Raquel.
It should be a good
Charlotte
match.
And I think 4 out of the 6 because the ones I really don't care about. Okay, Jade and Tiffy. And I hate to do that to Jade.
And your boy Jelly Roll, baby. Yeah,
Jelly Fold. I can't.
Hey, Jelly Fold go crazy.
Jelly Fold, man. I can't with that, man. I pray that this man loses.
I pray.
The only thing that saves that match is after Orton and them win, he has the RKO Jelly Roll.
Come
Just
on,
for the
bro.
hell of it. Just for the hell of it.
I'm winning.
I thought about that the other night. I thought about the other night when he was RKOing everybody on Friday. I said, what if he dropped Jelly Roll right now? So I'm actually down with that, X. If that happens, I'll be all for it.
Shock factor go crazy. I'm like, God.
And well, look, I put it like this: if they lose, he's eating the RKO for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He's
taking an RKO.
Oh yeah.
And then Orton will start transforming.
Oh man. But we talked about some of the great things that happened on Monday Night Raw, with Braun Breaker, OTC, Jey Uso. Talked about some of the great things with Shawn Michaels, how he's cooking up with Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Lonnie, and of course the young OG. And we had to talk about SmackDown, everything going on, with the man with the magic boot, Jacob Fatu. Okay, Solo Sikoa. I'm telling you that it's 4 letters, 1 word, stop. Okay. And of course, everything going on with Jellyfold. But we had to tell y'all and give y'all our predictions of what was going on with SummerSlam. And honestly, we gave y'all our predictions. We gave y'all our thoughts. And don't be surprised when it happens, because 9 times out of 10, we usually hit it on the mark.
We're pretty good at it.
That being said, make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. Y'all already know what this is. Facebook, we on that. X, we on that. Instagram, we on that. TikTok, we're on that as well. And of course, we always appreciate your love and the support y'all giving us. And we tell y'all all the time, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep giving y'all that content the exclusive way. Come on, man. Stop playing. Y'all know what it is. But as always, I am your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We had the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive, and we had one of the greatest, okay? One of the man that literally breaks it down for you to write it down, okay? In an article, my man Xavier out here breaking it down for us. And you know how we do this, man. This was a great show. Loved everything we talked about on here. Because you know what it is, man. We are the Exclusive Knights, and we always ensure to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to ensure that your nights will never be the same.
That's Trig.